Hey guys, Professor Bill, Comic Book University. What's up? So, yeah, listen, oh, sorry, lights. Raw. So, I am effing sick. Okay, I'm not actually effing sick yet. I am planning on that happening though. Yeah, the sickness, it's been in the family for 2 weeks now, or but like literally everybody in the house has gotten sick twice except for me. But I've been on the verge of it. My immune system is like freaking Bruce Lee in the middle of like 30, rival school members just talking about, okay, one at a time, coming in, okay, two at a time, wow, okay, six at a time, wow. And I'm just like, dude, if everybody attacks me at the same time, I'm screwed. I'm like pulling out the nunchaku and I'm like, I think I got this, man. But yeah, every so often a shot gets in. Like I feel it in my throat so bad right now. My right nostril is completely blocked. Yeah, yeah, I'm good to go. But I'm still good, man. I'm still good, so we can do this. All right. So, what's going on, everybody? Alumni, fabuloso. What do we got here? I got a couple people in the chat right now. We got Lewis Versatility. What's up, brother? Hey, Professor. We're almost to the end of the year. Which comic company had the best run? And are too many variants any good? Okay. Um, Two things there. One is Marvel is definitely killing it. And two, yeah, way too many variants. I've talked to like of all the things Carlos wants to talk about, if ever we do go online with like an actual big podcast, he wants to talk about all the variant covers. He's like, it's killing the industry. That's exactly what it's doing. It's the variant covers. They're way too much going on, and just is what it is, man. Is what it is. So, yeah, yeah, the variant covers are actually wrecking the industry right now, and I would love to have that conversation with him and, so he could actually talk to you guys about it instead of just hearing it secondhand or from a bunch of people who've got an agenda. Corey, Deputy Sheriff Corey, what's going on, brother? Underwood, what's going on, man? Hope you're feeling better soon. Yeah, we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. All I'm saying, hey, listen, like I don't mean to be all doom and gloom, but I'm being serious when I say this. If I do get pneumonia for the fourth time, I loved every single one of you guys. You guys were freaking awesome. And yeah, still spread the word so that maybe a couple of dollars can still stream in to help out my family after I'm gone. Because yeah, I don't think I'm going to survive a fourth pneumonia. Like I was tough as freaking nails until I got my first bout of pneumonia. And then, yeah, happened once, I'm good. Happened a second time, holy crap. Happened a third time, what the hell? Happens a fourth time. Oh, I don't know how I'm going to have lung power left, but yeah, we'll see. Anyway, you know how the first time it actually happened was in 2008, 2009, something like that. 2009, I think it was. I was doing some substitute teaching at my actual old high school, and there was a scumbag history teacher. I never had this history teacher, but I was covering a history class. I was a substitute teacher. I was covering a history class in the high school, and I saw my old one of my old history teachers. He's a totally awesome guy. He's like, man, I knew if anybody could wind up growing up and actually being a teacher, I knew it would be you. In that year, that class, like, holy crap, man! Like, I am so happy to see you here. Are you actually going to become a teacher? I was like, well, yeah, I was thinking about it, and sure enough, I have become a teacher. But we just talked about whatever, and he was totally cool guy. You want to go, Bagel? Go ahead, go ahead, girl. All right, good girl. Don't stretch right in the middle of the freaking thing. Jeez. Now you want to come back in. No, not happening. Anyway, she wanted me to go out. She just hasn't learned my language yet. So anyway, we were just talking about all sorts of things, and I'm sitting across from this one teacher who is just some big, fat, useless waste of life. And he was obviously sick, and he was just coughing on me. I'm eating my lunch, and he's coughing on me. Like that, one of those things, loud, throaty coughs. And like I was trying so hard, and I succeeded, I guess, in being the nice guy. I'm telling you, it took every ounce of will in my power to not just take the water bottle in my hand and just squeeze it and throw it in his face and just let while he was in the middle, like while he was going to get ready to cough, I just wanted to do that and just make him choke on the water. I wanted to actually hurt this person. Like, why would you do something like this? You're disgusting. And what, like, I don't even know why he did it. In my mind, I'm thinking maybe he was just doing it because he didn't want me sitting there because, oh, his friend sits there, or, oh, I used to be a student at the school and we used to make teachers sick, so that he's just trying to get revenge on or something like that. I don't know what it was, but this fat waste of life deserves to actually be beaten into unconsciousness because this absolute scumbag wreck of the earth gave me pneumonia for the first time. Got a scar in my lung because of it, and therefore, yeah, you know what I'm saying? This guy is scum. And if I ever had the opportunity to meet somebody in a room for just 5, 10 minutes, by ourselves with no witnesses, I 100% promise you it'd be him. I would love to beat this person into unconsciousness, then wake him up, and then beat the crap out of him again. I despise this waste of life, and I think that he should be arrested for, what, chemical warfare, whatever the hell it is. Like, this guy was a scumbag. This guy was a scumbag. He genuinely affected my health for the rest of my life because he was like that. And I was trying too hard to be nice and not freaking, yell at him or put him in his place. Anyway, and he'll never know. He'll never know. That's what happened to me. Lovely. Okay, moving on. Comic Universal. Hi, Professor. What's up, Comic Universal? Um, Coffee breath. Sup, y'all? Hey, what's going on? Corey, if one of a family of certain size gets sick, eventually everyone gets sick. Yeah, you know, lose versatility. I'm trying. What just it just jumped. Hey, what's up, Raven? How you doing? Cryptid, what's going on, brother? Hey, Professor, any thoughts on Marvel's Outlaw? Because I fear it will do Champions what Civil War did to the New Warriors. I liked Civil War. I even liked what it did to the New Warriors because I don't think that the New Warriors really did a whole lot. Like, what did they do to, with all due respect, man, like, what did they do to Nova? I get he was depowered at the time, but, like, well, not depowered, but compared to what he usually is, like, oh, he could rocket fly fast and bump into people. Yay. Like, what a weakling. Excuse me, for what he used to be before that. I think that it made sense and you needed a scapegoat. So I really liked Civil War. I even liked what it did to the New Mutants. I'm totally cool with it. I wish they would have done more with the whole Penance character, to be honest. That's Speedball, if anybody's not familiar with that storyline. Sorry. That was a sniffle, not an, because I don't know tissue in my hand. I have my tissues over here, though. I have paper towels, I should say. Yeah, I should have brought tissues. Oh well. Um, bow. So yeah, Marvel's Outlaw. Like, I got to be entirely honest. I liked the idea of Eve Ewing coming in, but they didn't give her long enough to find her voice with Ironheart, and she also did just only 3 issues with the one thing with Kamala Khan in it. It wasn't the Kamala Khan issues, but it was like something else anyway that she was doing, and she had 3 issues with Kamala in it, and then other people started coming in doing other things. Anyhow, so yeah, I don't think they gave her enough time to find her voice. And Riri was probably the perfect character for her to find her voice for. Shy Town, you got all this, like the same people, right? And then, yeah, just, I don't know, they should have just given her more time because she is an accomplished, like very accomplished writer, but she's not a comics writer. So you have to give somebody time to find their voice, you know? Anyway, it is what it is. So, yeah, she but she's not ready yet to take on a cool thing, and they keep on going with this whole champions thing. Zub doesn't want to come back to champions. He's genuinely pissed off at and I know there's a bunch of people who want to sit there and say, oh, that's not the case. I don't know why people want to talk as though they actually know what they're talking about. Zub works for Marvel. Marvel has done the analysis on this stuff. Certain comic books, more than other comic books, get pirated. Certain comic books are on that threshold where they're just successful enough because there's lots of reasons for this. There's a bad economy. There's a terrible, horrible, ridiculously pitiful economy right now. Okay, it's not just in America, but America's probably feeling it more than anybody else right now. It's a terrible economy. Unless you're a stock investor that has at least $1 million in stocks, then you're probably okay. But anybody who has less than $1 million in stocks, if at all, you are feeling it, and it hurts, and it's known. It's known. So yeah, no, like comic book industry is suffering big time right now. There's a lot of industries suffering right now, and the comics is just one of them. So certain comic books are obviously more subject to getting screwed over. I mean, you can't, you I certainly don't want Zub or anybody else to have to. Who was the most recent artist on there? I forget. It wasn't Dunbar. It was somebody else that he worked with. Anyway, Sean Isaacs was doing it for a while. Anyway, I don't want anybody to have to rely on awesome variant covers for the comic book to sell. I really just don't want a comic book to rely on that. I don't want to rely on, oh, here's another new character. We're promising he's going to be really important or she's going to be really important because you can't just make all of your issues key issues. So if you just have a comic book that's only interested in really telling stories at this point and actually having good content in it, well, then you're relying on, somebody saying, well, I'm going to buy this comic book out of loyalty, as opposed to, well, but with DC, they've got this really cool variant cover right now. Or, oh, over in Marvel, they've got like six cool variant covers right now. Or, there's a key character showing up in Amazing Spider-Man. Like, yeah, certain comic books are more subject to the decline of buyership because of piracy. And Champions was undeniably one of those comic books. And it's funny that, like I've actually listened to some of the people who vehemently argued against it. Oh well, then they should have done such a yeah. With all due respect, please shut your mouth. Okay, I'm sick right now, so I don't have much of a filter. Um, yeah, people who just talk without knowing. I really have very little tolerance, very little patience for that kind of nonsense, especially when I'm sick. But yeah, people with their baloney excuses. Grow up, wake up, read a book, not just a comic book. Learn something, go to school, freaking get some kind of an education because people who just I have zero use for you. And unless you're entertaining when you do it, which they usually aren't to me at least, yeah, you are a drudge to society. So there's that. Anyway, yeah, yeah, I think that Ewing is not the right person right now to be doing Outlaws. I know it's a big roundabout way of saying that. I don't think that Ewing is the right person to be doing that right now. And plus, I saw the art. I forget who the person is on the art, but like those pointed, shaped faces, you're taking a chance by having that kind of art on there. Maybe that's a good thing because I like maybe there's a chance that we'll look at this and we'll be like, wow, this is good. Oh my God, the sharp angular features, are awesome. Can you do sharp angular features on black characters like Riri Williams? I don't know that it's going to look good. I think it's going to look more Anglin than anything else, and I that's not what I want. And I think it's going to detract from the kind of stories that Eve Ewing seems to be capable of telling. The characters actually have to look like the way that they're supposed to be represented. So, and again, we could just go straight back to the number one major character who were pissed off at Marvel for doing things like this with for crying out loud, Sunspot. You know what I'm saying? Everybody, like not everybody, but it feels like everybody who's got an opinion on Sunspot, the main opinion is, wasn't he originally a black Brazilian? So what happened? What happened with the color? What happened with the features? What happened to the character, right? I can't blame people for that. I can't because people are looking for representation. So, boom, there you go. It's 100% valid. So everything that I've looked at as far as this Outlaws thing, I just don't see. And even the advertisement they're doing for it, I got exactly 17 seconds into that that video on Marvel YouTube, whatever it is, where they started, with the expletives, like, oh, this is actually, it wasn't expletives. It sounds like it. They're redacting a bunch of things, right? They've got to redact a bunch of things, so they bleep out a whole bunch of different, words and sentences that people are saying, and it's like, yep, 17 seconds in, I paused it, I made a little comment about these redaction, sound effects are ridiculous. It was cool the first time that you do it, but every time afterwards, sorry, you lost me. And I left and I went someplace else. So I don't know what that video was really about. I don't think that they wanted us to know what it was about. Like the marketing, everything about this just screams utter failure to me, and that kills me. You can't give a book like this to Ewing. She's not ready for it. She's simply not ready. You just had your very first book with Marvel was canceled. Sorry, you don't have your writer's voice yet. Look at Nnedi Okorafor. I don't know if she's still doing Shuri anymore. I don't think Shuri is on the comic stands anymore. I'm pretty sure it was canceled. I've already explained why it was canceled because when I was reviewing the comic book, it was just too much. She does not have her voice yet, and I don't feel like she's really trying to get her voice yet. Um, all these guys who are big novelists, they've written these cool novels. We still have the problem with Ta-Nehisi Coates, and now we've got a problem. We had a problem with Margaret Stoll. She finally got her writing voice for the Life of Captain Marvel, that 5-issue limited series, and it was amazing. But everything she did on Captain Marvel beforehand, I, I I've never had a book where I've jumped on a book 3 times only to leave the book 3 times. And I jumped back on, because the Life of Captain Marvel. That was the fourth time I jumped back on a Captain Marvel book written by her, and like that one was good. But the other ones, I've never fallen off a book that many times before, man. But then once they finally get their voice, it's like, okay, I'm gonna leave now. Well, I'm glad that you enjoyed whatever it is that you were doing. Like you finally did it. Like now's when you start pushing. You can't write a novel the same way you write a comic book, and thus the opposite is also just as true. So yeah, I don't think she's right to be doing this. Um, Corey, eventually you'll have to surrender. Uh, if I surrender, no, I will never surrender. I will never surrender. I will go down fighting. V, what's going on, dude? The beach is that way. Uh, Suan, what's up, sister? How you doing? Corey again. We got didn't Marvel conquer this business year with its dividends? I don't know. I don't really look at the sales like all that. If one of you guys showed like you just showed something recently, somebody else just showed something recently, I'll look at it there. But I don't go out of my way to try and look up because I don't know really where to find that stuff. I just don't. Uh Chi-Town, what's up, dude? Batman Outsiders, you still dig? Yes, yes, I have the the next 2 books I want to read, Far Sector, and I can't see myself. Hold on. It's not in real time. Far Sector and Mobius, the Mobius strip. And then I've still got a fat stack of, oh my God, I've got a fat freaky stack of comic books that I need to read. Jeez. Okay. Yeah, I don't know if I'm going to be able to get through them all, guys. I really don't. I've got Wonder Twins. I've got Web of Spider-Man, the Alien Reality. I thought that's what it was called. Star Trek Voyager, Mirror and Smoke, whatever that's called. Oops, grab 2. Savage Sword of Conan. These are the books I haven't gotten to yet. Miles Morales, trying to avoid the glare because they're in their bags and boards. Ocean Master. Uh, Gamerverse. I'm gonna try Zub's Avengers Iron Man. What is this? Harley Quinn, Year of the Villain, the Dark Multiverse, Teen Titans. All books I haven't gotten to yet. The Golden Child, Dark Knight Returns from Miller. Agents of Wakanda, also Zub. And I know this is going to be a good book, and I just haven't gotten to it yet. Batman and the Outsiders. Yeah, I'm just not there yet. Uh, I didn't get to I didn't get to Batman Curse of the White Knight. Issue 5? Is that what this is? I think this is 5. I don't see it on here. Oh yeah, book 5. Amazing Mary Jane and Arrow. I haven't gotten to these books yet. These are all books I haven't gotten to yet, man. And I'm trying. I'm sick and there's a lot of books out this week. They're only going to put out like a small handful. You could probably count them on one hand, the comic books that they're going to put out on Christmas. So this week, the previous week, and next week, there's just going to be a crap ton of books being thrown at us because they know that we're not going to go to the comic book store on the on Christmas. Like new comics supposed to drop on Christmas, so they'll probably drop them on Tuesday. Either way, I'm planning on going to the store and hanging out and just in general talking with people. On the day that I usually do my this week in comics, I plan on still having something, excuse me, for that day, and I hope it'll be fun. And if I'm well enough, I'm planning on doing like a little stop motion animation fun house thing with it because I think that would be cute. Excuse me. Uh, let's see. Subham, what's going on, Subham? How you doing? 6:30 a.m. Yeah, I hear you. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So what did I just count? Oh my God, I'm sick. Okay, no, I'm going to do this the right way. 10 hours. So it's a 10-hour difference over there. Subham, where are you right now? Where are you that it's freaking 10 hours difference right now? Where are you at? Your health is more important than our entertainment. Yeah, but this is also a part of my health. So I hear you. Health is not important. Agree. What? Take a sick day if you must. Yeah, I hear you. I only did one comment, and you know what's funny is I actually did that review overnight, and then I pushed, upload. Well, so I started uploading it to the YouTube channel, but I didn't push publish yet. I had to wait until it was completely uploaded so I could put the card and the four end screen things. But I went into the living room to sit down for a while, and I fell asleep out there for hours. I didn't wake up until about 4:20, I think it was. I woke up. So I've only been awake for a little while. Yeah, I slept that long. I went to sleep before the sun rose, and I didn't wake up until then. And I was on the couch. My kids are playing. They're watching TV and playing Minecraft and yelling and playing. My wife is in the, kitchen cooking and she's out and she's sitting whatever, and I'm taking up the whole couch. And I do remember her one time saying, "Babe, go into the bed so you can get some good sleep." But literally, that's like I think the only thing that I remember hearing the entire time. I was so completely out of it that I slept until 4:20 p.m. Like that's longer than I ever sleep. I'm the guy who gets like 5 hours of sleep. I'm like, holy crap, I think I overslept, and I get right back to doing what I got to do. Yeah, and oof. So yeah, I slept a lot. I'll tell you that. Lewis versatility. You're welcome for the answer, of course. I'm leaving because I have a romantic night with the wife. Hey, bow chicka wow wow. He said romantic. Sorry. Don't want to mess it up being on the phone too much. All the love in the world, dude. Have a good night with the missus. Okay. Wow. Oh, geez, bunch of people talking, and I missed a lot. So let me try and go a little bit faster. My great aunt has chronic bronchitis. Flares up pretty often, and it's really hard on her. I don't wish that on anyone. That would suck. Yeah, geez, I hope for the best for her. Um, Coffee breath, damn. I guess that was when I was talking about hurting the guy who got me sick. Yeah. Yes. Uh, I have very little to discuss this evening, but one thing I did find that Stefan Sajek is workshopping a Harley Quinn sequel. Sweet. A Harleen sequel, which will be Poison Ivy. Oh, nice, nice, nice. Oh, Bleeding Cool got it. Yeah, who's Bleeding Cool? I don't trust anything they say, but I hear you. I hear you. Um, one step too far. What's going on, dude? I'm thinking you're going to be there a while. He's losing conscious quickly to be satisfied. You're going to have to be a sleepy guy at least once or twice. Second Street Marvel, what's going on, man? Collector 123, what's up? Terrence, hi, Professor. Hope that you feel better. Are you excited for part three of Batman Last Night on Earth next week? I guess every time that there's a delay, I'm always a little bit like bothered by it. If it's like in the middle of a book, I always hate that. Like, why don't you just finish the book before you start putting it out? That doesn't make sense to me. Just, I don't know. It is what it is. Paula, hi everyone. I feel you, Professor. Colds, flus, bronchitis, pneumonia sucks. Maybe I got it from you. Because the emails back and forth. I think I got it from you. It's a possibility. I heard about those digital viruses. Um, Comic Universal, what's up, dude? 2099 Omega or Annihilation Scourge Omega this week. I'm more amped for 29, or excuse me, for Scourge Omega, Annihilation Scourge Omega, but I still want to see what's going on with the 2099 because that's gotta have something to do with something. You gotta remember that's a baby project by Nick Spencer. This is the guy who will 2+ years in advance for a storyline, he'll start putting seeds for the things that he wants to do. The guy's a farmer, all right? He's a comic book farmer. He's a storyline farmer, and he plants his seeds long before he's ready to sow what or reap what he's sown. So I'm really looking forward to what that is also. Um, and another topic, Corey says, I have come to the decision that I need to burn the candle from both ends, and while I mostly get my trades from Amazon, I found a new comic book shop I will be supporting. I hear you. Nice. That's good to find a comic book shop that you like, especially if they can actually give you those prices from Amazon. Slay, what's going on, Slayman? How you doing, brother? Uh, Carol and John's Comics in Cleveland. Okay, sweet. One of these days, hopefully, when I get back to the states, I'll be able to check them out also. Um, the one near me unfortunately went under. Yeah, never a fan of that. Cryptid. When Deadpool 1 came out, my store had 5 variants of it. I get everything Deadpool related, but my comic shop took mercy on me and just charged me $5 a copy. Dude, see, that's what I'm talking about. When you build that kind of relationship with your comic book store, if they're willing to build those relationships, that's what I'm talking about because that's the thing that's going to get you keep on coming back. You know what I'm saying? Collector, sadly, there's not a comic book store near me. Closest like 40 minutes away. That reminds me of when I was in New Mexico, man. I used to get my comic book shops from the local grocery store. I forget what they were even called. I was 14 at the time. And 14? Yeah, I was 14. And I remember uh, um, blah, 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 blah. Albuquerque was actually the closest to me that had a comic book store, and that was 45 minutes away. Yeah, yeah. So I feel you. I feel like going there once a month was like a yes, we're going to the comic book store. So I love those days. So I hear you, man. Um, do you like Ultron Agenda? Uh, my head's not with me right now, so I'm sorry. I'm trying to remember Ultron Agenda. I can't think of what that is. Yeah, well, an hour and 5 minutes away. Corey, that's sick. I remember getting on my bicycle and riding my bike for half an hour. That was the stock money thing to Red Bank in order to get my comics. Yeah. Oof. That was something else. During winter. Yep, uphill both ways in the snow. I hear you. Um, okay. Comic Universal. Yeah, Coates has spent his like over a year run. Okay, I'm trying to see who's not talking to each other, who's talking to me. Ah, Suan is awesome. Suan is awesome. My kids and my wife, and we all have this thing. If you sit next to me, you're awesome people. If you sit next to my wife, you're magnificent people, for the kids. So they choose what do I want to be today? Do I want to be awesome or do I want to be magnificent? So of course, the kid who could sit in between both of us, says like that's like the prize spot. So yeah, we try and do stuff like that. That's always cool. Sorry, guys. Ocean Master One Shot was perfectly in line with Ohm's programming. Orm's programming. Ohm. Did not surprise me at all. Okay, awesome. I'm looking forward to reading that one. Is Dan Slott's Fantastic Four good? Ask somebody else because I really don't like it. I'm not even reviewing it because I just don't like it. Yeah, I'm not a comic skater, so I don't read comic books that I don't like, or that I at least don't have hope are going to eventually be good. You should rest tonight, Professor. Yeah, I know, I should. A lot of things I should do. Okay, this is bumping a lot. I'm gonna just come down to here. Oh my God, there's so many people talking. Okay, I'm gonna start here. Okay, first off, I'm skipping a lot of what just happened. I'm sorry, just to try and catch up with all the comments, or at least be current with the comments. So, um, if you guys said so, if you see, I'm at Paula Stewart right now. It looks like the most recent thing that she said. That's why I'm laughing. So, if you guys said something beforehand that I didn't get to, just please repeat it, and I'll try and get to it. So Paula, I wear condoms on my fingers when I type, so no bugs for me. Well, all right then. Alrighty then. Um, uh, Corey, did anyone read the March solicits for DC? Yes, I think it was you who posted them. Yep, exactly. The sex of the Aqua Baby has been revealed for Aquaman 58. No spoilers here. But like Deputy Sheriff Corey said, it's already a spoiler to say that it's only one kid. It's not twins or something. So there's that. Yeah, once I get the previews book in my hand, I'll do all that good stuff, and maybe we'll. You know what? You know, I think it'd be cool to have a little baby shower, like a gender reveal, a sex reveal. So I think that'd actually be pretty cool. Um, Terrence Castongue. I can never pronounce your last name. I usually try to avoid it. Sorry. So Terrence, I usually buy my books digitally. All right, if you, I know a lot of people prefer reading them that way. I don't have a problem reading them that way. But like I said, the actual feel and the smell, like I can smell anything now, of a comic book in my hand is, you know, I wish they smelled the way they did back in the day when they did the four dot matrix stuff, man. That was like the bomb. Bill Connolly. What's up, Professor Bill? What's up, alumni Bill Connolly? How you doing? John. Hey, Bill. How do you feel about the CW adaptations of Infinite Crisis? Not watching them, but if they come to DVD, like if they just do the DVD of that event, I'll absolutely watch it. I'll buy it. I'll watch it. Uh, John and Carol. Carol and Johns does a Carol. John, I guess you're talking about Jeff Johns. A lot of charity outreach, especially with Cleveland Food Bank. Oh, Carolyn Johns. Okay, that comic book store that you're at. Oh, no, sweet. I love it when they do stuff like that. Okay. Jumped again. Okay, I'm here. Yes, train ride by nice restaurants. One God Tank. What's up, dude? It sounds like someone needs NyQuil IV. a NyQuil IV. Just stick it right in me. I'll probably put some Vicks on my chest, but I keep this thing up so my neck is whatever. We'll see what happens. Hope you get to feeling better, Professor. Much love, chat. Eh, we'll see what's up. Hopefully I'll be okay. Some people may not like this week's Ocean Master one shot, but I actually did. We'll see. That's the problem with one shots. You know what I'm saying? It's like we want story. That's a funny thing. Like we're hankering for story. But if you have a book that's only story, that's the book that is subject to digital pirating. You know what I'm saying? And that's what sucks about it. If it's not a key issue, people are probably just going to want, not all people, but there's going to be more people willing to just steal the comic book as opposed to go out and purchase the comic book, try and invest in the comic book. You know, I, I'm a member of some speculators groups, and there are people who openly talking about, yeah, there's a couple books that are key that I'm gonna, take to CGC and whatnot, but most of them I just read them online because like I can't be bothered. It's like, wow, man, you genuinely are scum, like genuine scum right there. Uh, Sued's comment. One step too far. You mean you won't spend $6 on a comic book just to rip it in half on camera? Nope. Nope. Uh, nope, not what I'm interested in. If I ever ripped a comic book, I'd probably have like a catatonic. I'd probably go into a catatonic state, be like, "What have I done?" Because I don't just say I love comics. I actually love comics. The people who call themselves I love comics apparently don't even really like comics. So whatever. Comic Universal. I love the Ocean Master book this week. I love every Aquaman title, but this sets up a War of Kingdoms, which I love. Oh, that is like no other comic book company could do it. That's something they should be trying to do with Namor, and I think that Zardosky could do it if he wanted to, But I don't want him to do anything he's not genuinely interested on his own in doing. But I would love to do that. That's actually what I want to do in my face rip group. I only have two people who want to play the Underwater Kingdom, though. But it is what it is. Oh yeah, I'm gonna have the um, oh, what the heck is it called? The Session Zero. A bunch of you guys already know. I'm gonna have my Session Zero this Monday. Hopefully, it just gives more time for you guys to talk because I don't think I'll be awake enough to do that. Also, I've got two guests scheduled. One for next week on this podcast, and one for I think 2 weeks from now. So yes, just I'm not telling you who. I'm just telling you that I've got some guests lined up. Nothing big, nothing big. I'm excited about it, but I'm also a comic book fan, so there's that. Um, oh yeah, that always. I'm trying not to kill anybody, because the mic is right here. I remember I sneezed once in a video, and somebody was like, "Oh, that's so unprofessional." No, it's not. It's a sneeze. Maybe you need to get over yourself. Um, Anyone know a good start? Plus, I don't like to edit my videos a whole lot, but that's something I actually do edit. If I see a loud jump, like a spike in sound, I go and I look. It's like, oh, I sneezed on that part. Okay, so I'll actually cut that part and I'll minimize the sound to almost inconsequential. So that it's like, oh, you can see I sneezed. You could hear. Okay, he didn't turn around and say, oh, and I did such and such. F this. Saying like I don't want anybody to think that, so you can actually hear the sneeze, but the noise is radically reduced, and people just oh my god, it's so unprofessional. Shut up, like shut up, man. Like it's a sneeze. People get sick. Welcome to the wonderful world of being human. Friggin' A, man. And these are probably the same people who go to work when they're sick, and I hate you people. You go to work when you're sick. Then again, I can't even say it like that. I'm like I said, I've got very little filter right now. Um, I hate it when people go to work when they're sick. At the same time, I did just mention the crappy job economy. If you don't go to work when you're sick, what happens? Oh, you wind up losing your job, or you don't get paid because you don't have sick days. So I get it. I get it. Just I get it. Anyway, um, okay, here we go. Ah, yes, the artist formerly known as Comics and Diversity. He's an artist, famously also not a fan of comics nor diversity, right? I think it's the funniest thing. I did watch a live chat. I've tried in the past to watch a little bit here and there of what people say and do. There's this one guy who went on to Rakita Law, I think it's called. I don't know what that is. It's basically just some guy who's a crap-faced drunk. Like this guy just like he makes a joke out of just taking shots and what. And it's like, yeah, this is definitely the kind of lawyer I want. Jeez, it's either this guy or Rudy Giuliani. These are definitely my choices for lawyers if I ever get in trouble. Jeez. Anyway, so they had this debate, if you even want to call it, by this absolute idiot and EVS. It was at least a smart mark. He and Evie like the one guy was like, "You guys are racist," and blah 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 blah. Yes, of course they're racist. Duh, they're racist. But the trick is, it was easily countered with this with EVS saying whatever the hell his real name is. EVS sounds too cool. Let's just call him Pie Face. Where he said, sorry about that. Where he says, "What are you talking about? I want people of all races and genders and religions to buy my comic book." Like, and he said it with such a shit-faced grin. It's like you people talk about virtue signaling all the time because the virtue signaling from the left is people trying to say, "Hey, I'm on your side. I'm on your side," which is kind of pathetic, right? The dangerous virtue signaling are the guys who actually have malicious intent towards people, and yet they turn around and they're just like, "Oh, hey," saying, "No," like that kind of a comment. He never said, no, I love black people. I love gay people. I love all human beings. No, he didn't say that. He says, yeah, I want everybody's money. You absolute scumbag, you. Oh my God. Like there are people who are just such blatant scum, but they talk in a way, they say things that are kind of like innuendo. So it's like unless you really understand how to make a good argument, unless you understand a logical fallacy and how to defeat them, they say these things. It's like, what are you going to do? I didn't say that I hate this and that and that. I said I want their money. What? What? Oh my God. I hate that stuff. I hate that stuff. Um, oh, something about a flea market. I love flea markets. Oh, Underwood. What's up, brother? Um, what we got here? My first comic was an Iron Man I bought at a flea market when I was pretty young. My younger brother pretty much ripped the cover off of it, and I got reasonably angry at him. Yeah, I wonder which Iron Man that was. But yes, I loved going to the flea markets and seeing that somebody had a stack of comics, and it's like, oh, hey, what do you want? Everything in here is like 25 cents. You barely find that anymore. But, oh, God, I miss those days. I miss those days, man. Universal, Comic Universal. Will the X titles ever slow down because they are doing each series like every week or two weeks? And I can't keep up with them. I have to drop Fallen Angels, Marauders, might have to drop New Mutants. That stinks. You're dropping some of the best titles. Might as well drop X Force for crying out loud and the regular X Men. Anyway, and the one comic that I really can't stand, I noticed you didn't mention on there, Excalibur. Wow. Anyway, the I hear you. There are a lot. There genuinely are a whole lot of them. It's like we had a bit of a drought with the mutants for a while, and now all of a sudden we're just like bombarded with these mutant books. I'm okay with it though. 6 books, I'm cool with it. Is what it is, and that's the reason why I try to review every single one of them ASAP. That's why I do the live review Tuesday night, aka slash Wednesday morning, that midnight before the actual comic book stores in general start selling them. Unless your name is Wilfredo Figueroa, because then you get all your comic books early. So jealous of that dude. So anyway, what have you now? Uh, there are a lot of books, but I don't know. Oh God, my head is like spinning right now. You know what? If I'm missing things, how about this? Here's something that could be potentially fun. Top three mutants. Okay, I don't care if they're on an X-Men team or not. Top three mutants. Throw them in there, and then we will try and take the top, let's say, 5 or 6. So unprofessional of me. And we'll take those top 5 or 6, and we'll try and make a quick story tonight about those those members. We'll put them on an X team. We'll try and figure out a name for that team and everything. So, yes. Let's see. One step too far. Yeah, Rakita. Yeah, Rakita Law has faced several cases until he had to start reciting a disclaimer that he's not giving legal advice on his legal advice show. That's so funny. That's so funny. I just see this guy's like just such a big joke. Like he just gets drunk and goes on his little rants. Mind you, I've only seen him twice. But like if those are the two ones I've seen, you got to remember the John Byrne topic. If every single thing that you create is the first thing that somebody's going to see is the introduction to somebody somewhere, I just made a mistake recently. Doom 2099. I was trying to make a joke about all the people who have had a problem with changing ethnicities in comics and whatnot. If anybody wants to go back and check out my review for Doom 2099, it was just earlier this week. Uh, I think, I'm pretty sure it was. I forget. I'm sick and I just knocked my thing sideways. Anyhow, so I made it. I was trying to make a joke about um, what do you call it? People who have a problem with ethnicity changes. So there's a version of the Tinkerer in the 2099 universe. Obviously, the regular Tinkerer in the current Earth 616 timeline, he's ridiculously old. There's a set unless he goes, full Silvermane. There's no way that this guy is going to be in the 2099 universe, right? So there's a new Tinkerer. Oh my God, he's black. So I clearly have zero problem with this whatsoever. But I cracked a joke about it and a little sick. So I didn't bother to explain that I was being sarcastic about it. and at least one person was actually like, yeah, dude, what's up with this guy having a problem with race changes in a book? Like, what's the big deal? It's obviously a completely different character. I'm just like, okay, dude, it was just sarcasm, like whatever. Somebody was like, yeah, I think you should actually probably take this down. It's probably good advice that I should probably take the video down because somebody's going to try and use it. You know what I'm saying? At some point, if I ever decide to run for Congress or something. Anyway, it'd be like, look at what this person said about black people in comics. It's like, dude, oh God, cancel culture. I despise every single one of you. The fake outrage, and it'd be somebody from Comicsgate who would try and say something like that. Meanwhile, um, so anyway, uh, Bill Conley. Okay, Professor, just finished reading the Division comics from Ubisoft and Dark Horse. Oh, wow. All of them? Trying to remember exactly what it was that was there. The Division comics. I'm so blank on this. Like it's there, it's in my head. I'm looking at, it, but it's like having a name on the tip of your tongue. You just can't remember it. I'm just like, wait, I'm not even gonna bother trying. So yeah, I don't know. I'm sorry. I'm gonna have to go back and look at them and refresh my memory. Um, Comic Universal. Did you like how Bendis handled the? I don't even have to finish reading that. No, I didn't. I don't like anything that Bendis is doing right now. Uh, oh, the Superman identity. Okay. I saw somebody's thing, and I'm not going to mention it because this person is going to be a guest next week. I saw somebody, another YouTuber, comment on this, and hint, hint. Uh, and this individual suggested that it was handled kind of cool, while at the same time not very cool. And we'll talk more about it next week because, yeah. So I'll talk about it next week with the individual, preferably. One step too far. I'd almost respect him more if he was believable as horrible as he pretends to be. We talked about a lot of people. I don't know who you're referring to right now. I'm sorry. EVS or Rakita Law or your boy's that somebody's boy's that. I don't know whose boy he is, but he's not my boy. If he was my boy, I'd bend him over my knee and beat the living crap out of him with my belt. But hey, um, Comics Universal. I actually love Excalibur. I don't know why, but I love it. You don't know why? Well, that's a problem right there. Um, it's all good. It's all good. Like I personally, I want to love it, but I'm just not a fan of Teenie Howard's writing. I'm sure that she is an incredible human being. I'm sure that she's really good at writing something that I would probably love to read, but like not everybody's going to click with everybody else. So I don't like her writing style, and that's really all it is. It's just everybody likes different kinds of tea. I'm surprised, maybe somebody did, but I'm surprised somebody didn't say, "Hey, man, professor, you got to do green tea." Guys, there's caffeine in green tea, and I don't drink caffeine, so I don't like to ingest caffeine. I'm hyper enough as it is. Yeah, and I don't want to be a Sudafed president. Somebody already knows what I'm talking about. Some of you might have to actually look that up and you're going to be like, "Wait, what?" Yeah. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Yeah, those were both intentional. Um, Corey, I don't know if anybody knew his in 2016 in an interview for the animated movie on The Killing Joke. Kevin Connolly actually came out. This does not seem like much, but oh, Kevin Connolly came out. Are you saying like he's gay? No, that's true. Cool, cool. I'm glad that we live in a kind of world today where people can actually feel comfortable coming out and hopefully won't be met with violence, because there are old people who I love. There's this guy that I know that I see weekly, and he's an older guy, and he's a really cool guy. If I see him out in the regular store someplace, like, oh hey, what's going on, man? And he's a really wonderful person, But he does have these old conservative style messaging in his head because he is old and he just doesn't keep up with local social media. Anyway, he said at one point. He just said this a couple weeks ago, and it annoyed me when he says it, but I'm not going to say anything to him because I don't feel the need to correct every injustice that I see. Maybe it'll come up with just he and I talking because we do talk regularly. If it does come up, then I can say it in a regular voice. I don't feel like, I can just say it to him in private as opposed to walking up and calling him out in front of everybody like the so-called outrage culture and all that nonsense and whatnot. But he said, back when I was a kid, there was no whatever mental illnesses he was talking about. He named a couple of them, and I can't remember what he was saying, but like ADD and things like that. There was none of these things. Nowadays, everybody's such and such and such. Yeah, I'm sure it could seem that way, but you also have to remember, one, those things weren't diagnosed. Two, they weren't looked for. Three, now they are, you know? So when we say these things didn't exist back then, no, they existed just as much now as they've always existed, or just as much then. They've existed just as much throughout the history of the world of human beings. We just didn't know. We just didn't know. Saying it would literally be like saying, back when I was a kid, the Earth was flat. Now all of a sudden the Earth is round. How did that happen? Like you do understand what that means, right? We're just learning more things, and you just can't keep up with how fast the knowledge, the information is coming out. Back when I was a kid, I didn't know that gender and sex were not the same thing. And there's still people who are just, let's face it, really, really ignorant, who are just like, when did gender and sex become different things? No, the real question is, when are you going to figure that out? So, yeah, as far as, um, I don't know, it is what it is. It is what it is. To give an objection to statement, it is what it is. Uh, anyway, yeah, I'm happy that that he's able to, if that's true, that he came out and he can actually feel safe about doing that. Uh, CBU number 141, Days of Future Past. What's up, Silva? How you doing, man? Hey, Reggie Simmons, what's going on, brother? Are you doing a midnight review for all the X-Men titles dropping this week? I think there are five, right? Yes, and there's also going to be five next week. So if I'm awake enough to do it, if I'm healthy enough to do it, then yes, I will be doing it. And yeah, and I think I mentioned one time that might be the only books that I actually review that night because I don't know how I'm going to be able to do anything else. I'll probably do whatever Valiant comic books come out. I'll do that. Oh, what just came out for Valiant? Valiant yesterday sent me their stuff and I didn't read it yet. Oops. They sent me Bloodshot issue 4, which starts a new story arc, Roku number 3, and The Visitor issue number 1. Yeah, I can't wait to read those. I'll probably read them tonight. I'll probably read them tonight. I'll do my five things about, do my review. Actually, maybe I won't do a five things about. I'll just do, I'll probably put all three of the books in one. I'll do a Valiant Comics of the Week review because, yeah, I just want more people to get an idea of what's going on with Valiant. They really are surprising me. Mind you, Valiant doesn't pay me anything. They just send me the comic books early so that I can read them. Plus, they know that I'm going to buy the comic books anyways physically, so it's not like they're losing anything. They're really only gaining. Um, I should charge them. I should be like, hey man, what do you got there? You got $5? Something like that. Okay, cool. Here's the deal. You got a comic book that you want me to review? Give me $5 for that. I'll do that. All right. How about that? um, what do you call it? So yeah. Oh, and don't forget they have got this really awesome contest going on right now. There's like 33 different ways to enter. Actually, there's not that many ways to enter, but like certain entries get you more tickets in, whatever. Go and check out on my Facebook group. I posted it, and on Twitter I posted it. Go and check out my recent posts on both of those two forums because there's a chance to get the definitive Bloodshot. I think it's hardcover, I forget, but it's a big, thick Bloodshot book, and one of the stories in there, not one of the stories, one of the volumes that's in there is the story that is going to be that the movie is loosely based off of the movie coming up with Vin Diesel. So there's that. Also, if you want a really good idea of what the Valiant universe is, go to Superpower Beatdown. This is where they actually get live action people in amazing directorial. Listen, be my patron, be their patron also. Okay. These guys are amazing, and they actually do live action of a bunch of heroes versing each other. Sometimes they're not particularly happy with the turnout, but they do it by fan votes. So much like the original pre-Amalgam universe, when the DC versus Marvel, it was all based by fans. So it was a popularity contest. It wasn't a, well, let's seriously sit down and think about how this would happen, you know? So, yeah. They actually have this Ninjak versus the Valiant universe, and it's about 45 minutes long or something like that. Oh my God, it is amazing. And yeah, wow, it is amazing. So like that got me hyped for for the Valiant universe too. So boom. Uh, let's see. Um, Corey, if you research Frederick Wortham and his book Seduction of the Innocent, I know about that book. He said Batman and Robin promoted homosexuality. Yeah, exactly. Nonsense like that. Um, Not likely. Actually, that would have probably promoted pedophilia, as far as I'm concerned. But I know people like actually friendship on my Facebook page. No, not on my Facebook, I'm actually friends with people who do have some beliefs like that. I've just known them for a really long time, and hopefully, I can eventually talk them out of these things when we actually meet up. On the rare occasion that we actually see each other. I've got family members who believe, no, if you say that homosexuality is okay, then pretty soon bestiality and pedophilia are going to be okay too. I don't think that they're quite in the same realms, if you don't mind me saying. But hey, you know, uh, what do you call it? Yeah, Frederick Wortham is absolute scum. He was scum and just whatever. Sorry, I forgot to move that thing. Cryptid. I remember the first comic I ever got. It was an issue of Spider-Man from the 99-cent store. Sweet, loves me some dollar stores. And it was an issue where he was not even Spider-Man, but Hornet. Okay, got to go back and see which one that one is, because that's actually really cool. I'll put more research into the Facebook group. You're awesome, Corey. Suen, I think you should rest, Professor. We can hang out next week. Won't be doing too much hanging out next week. Got a guest. Um, Paula Stewart, Emma Frost. Oh, Paula has started. Emma Frost, Quentin Quire, and Namor. Underwood, Nightcrawler, Kitty Pryde, Wolverine. I grew up on the animated series. That's perfectly fine. Um, Kitty Pryde was only in the first animated one, the Pride of the X-Men. She should have been there instead of Jubilee, as far as I'm concerned, but whatever. That voice that Jubilee had. I just met her recently. The woman who played the voice of Jubilee, just met her recently, and I didn't go up for an autograph or anything. She's charging $20, and it was $40 to see Lex Luger. He was right there, or to get an autograph from him. Like, you guys are both awesome, but I'm not spending $60. Sorry, not on that. Like it was a toy convention. I'm like, I'm not spending that much money. Sorry. Um, anyway, yeah. So she uh, anyway, she was there. Yeah. Anyways, Kitty Pride. If anybody isn't watching or didn't watch season 3 of the Face Rip group that I do, you really should. If you like good stories, all I do is make the background, and I try to, in my head, as quickly as I can, change the story depending on how my players are acting. It's basically Dungeons and Dragons with superheroes, but with superheroes that my guys make up. That and Underwood Sketches is one of them. He made a superhero named Samson, and one of his few powers I think he has three major powers. Regeneration hardly counts because you almost never use it. It's growth, super speed, and the one that I'm talking about. But he does have regeneration, but it almost never comes into play because he's always dodging things. But the fourth and probably most prominent power that he uses that really tips the scales everywhere is not object animation or image animation. So he can actually take an image, like he could draw something using his super speed and draw really quick, plus his art talent. He can draw something or take a picture that's already in existence and make it come to life for up to 1 minute. And there were a bunch of times where he took actual pictures of heroes, and it's like, oh, hey, look at this. But the one time that he did the thing with Kitty Pryde, quite literally tipped the entire balance of the whole entire game. And there were very few times when I had to go like, holy crap. It actually like changed the story because yeah, and I'm telling you right now, Underwood Sketches is a freaking genius in the game. He's a evil mastermind in the game, even though he's a good guy. If he ever went evil, players beware. Yeah, that was a great moment. Like I as soon as you said Kitty Pride, it right away brings me back to the time when you animated Kitty Pride, man. I'm going to come right back to all that. Got a super chat somewhere down here. Whoa, Sue Ann. Hey, I love you and Merry Christmas. Just in case I don't get the chance next week, happy holiday gift. Have a movie or book on me. What, $20? It'll probably be both. Um, I love you, Sue Ann. You are awesome. Okay, you know what? Rarity here. Let's see if I can get all three of these. Okay. And let me actually see what I'm doing here. Okay, these are the only three that I've actually got out. I've got the other three in my bedroom. Sorry, I just keep these three here. So, you know, doom chicka taka taka doom chicka taka taka doom chicka taka taka. Come up, I'ma get my solo. Come up, get my solo. Get dip funky on the dance floor. Come on up now. And for the sake of conversation, I'm going to pull this down from the thumbtacks I have to make him stay in this position. But he's gonna. Oh no, not going to show his head. He's coming by with a lunch tray. So anyway, yeah, I keep my Superman on my wall like this. The Marvel guys I just have over here, but I actually have poses for most of my guys up here, and I keep Superman on the actual wall, posed like this, like he's actually like this, flying in to punch. A Manhunter over here. Firestorm probably has the coolest pose, but yeah, let's see if I can get my Superman back up the way that I want him to be because I love his pose. Not bad. I'll fix it later. So anyway, thank you, Swan. All the love in the world. Merry Christmas. Happy holidays to you as well. Let me put. Oh, how do I put these up here the right way? Okay. Boom. Oh, for crying out loud. Okay, good enough. If you hear a loud ba-bang, you know exactly what happened. Okay, so what? Okay, so let me see some of these characters here because we're going to try and do this story. Okay, so Emma Frost, Quentin Quire, Namor, Nightcrawler, Kitty Pryde, Wolverine. No legal device on a legal device show is kind of redundant, right? Actually, it's not even redundant. It's like that means that you don't have content. That's what it means. Like that's ridiculous. Gambit, Cyclops, Betsy. Okay. So far, no repeats. Kate Pride, okay, and Wolverine. That's two. So two right there for Kate Pride, and so that's Kitty Pride and Wolverine, and one for Magic. Did I see Magic already? I don't think I did. Somebody do a tally for me if you get a chance. Nightcrawler, that's two for Nightcrawler. Oh, and three for Kitty Pride. Okay. So far, I'm seeing Kitty Pride, Nightcrawler, Wolverine. My top three are Hank, Kurt, up, three for Nightcrawler, and so Gambit. Did I see Gambit already? Yes, I saw Gambit. Okay, I think we've got a team. Don't know if anybody knows in 2016 interview for an animated movie is The Killing Joke. Kevin Conroy's. Oh, yeah, I think I just read. So this jumped. Interesting. What's your favorite Marvel legend? My favorite. Oh, YouTube Killuminati. Killuminati. That's pretty cool. um. Uh. Let's see. What's my favorite Marvel legend? That's a hard one, man. That's a really hard one. I don't know, but I'm really hankering for some Sentinels so I can tell some cool stories, and I don't actually own any Sentinels. I will say though that I just got this Rhino, and I'm really happy I got him, and I got him not too long after Ben Grimm up here, and these are the two I've been trying the hardest to get my hands on, so I'm really happy that I got those two. So right now, maybe those two, maybe. I wouldn't mind getting. I've got an Arnim Zola. I want more Hydra figures, and I need some AIM figures. I have one AIM figure, and I have a bunch of Hydra figures from the two different waves, but I want more. I want more. Um, let's see. I will. Okay, so yeah, that bounce shoot. Do you like Njakata as a villain? Do you think he's well written? Yes, I think Coates is good at building stuff over time. In Jakata, that's Killmonger, Eric Killmonger. Yes, I think that he is an amazing villain. He can be an amazing anything as far as I'm concerned. Yeah, he's got to have one of those stories though where like he's the head bad guy. He's the most powerful bad guy. So going up against Black Panther would be great. I would also be cool with seeing him going against Hawkeye or Captain America. I think that those would be incredible stories. In fact, you know what? That might be a really great stop animation story that I can do one day, is having Killmonger actually go up against Hawkeye, or Hawkeye having to go up against him. That could be really fun. You know what I'm saying? Like maybe Hawkeye and the Black Widow. That could actually be pretty cool. That would be a fun story. I would definitely dig on that. Okay, but Black Widow would actually kill. Hawkeye won't. See, I think I'd rather just be Hawkeye. Anyway. Oh, maybe, you know what? Maybe Hawkeye and Mockingbird. How sick and sexy would that be? Oof, I am so down for that. You know what? I think I got a stop animation story in my head right now. Why does Roku character look like Bloodshot? I don't think that she looks like Bloodshot at all. 27 Tamangs, what's up? How you doing, man? Underwood, it's always great to hear how open-minded you are. Thank you. And Anton Anthony, let's just Mr. Gibbs. What's going on? How you doing? Not as Instagram followers. I'm sorry. I don't know how to put it on Instagram. I'm not that good with Instagram, man. Like there are times where I'll take a picture of something. I'll be like, please remember not to erase this off your phone so that you can put it on Instagram. You know what I'm saying? But I have given away free things on Instagram, so there's that. I've given away like free merchandise, or not merchandise, free codes for Medal of Honor, I think it's called. Call of Duty. For Call of Duty, I've given away like four already, so there's that. You guys technically get as much, just in different formats. I'm sorry. I try. Um, Comic Universe. I need to take a class on how to maximize your reach with Instagram. Uh, with Invaders ending this week, do you think it was good? Yes, I think it was amazing. I think it was absolutely amazing. Like when you could tell a story that leaves everybody satisfied and fulfilled, and at the same time we still look at it, we see all these seeds planted for more stuff. Yeah, Zardosky is an amazing writer. Yeah, honestly, I'm of the opinion Marvel should just be like, hey, so Chip, listen, what do you want to do? Because it's yours. Whatever you want to do, if it's not already taken, then it's yours. Because like this guy, in fact, even if it is taken, if it's called the Fantastic Four, like this guy should be given the Fantastic Four comic book, man. Like this, just yeah, that's my feeling on it. That's my feeling on it. Navy beat Army. JJ, what's your problem, man? You trying to trigger me? Actually, I don't follow sports anymore, so honestly, like, I don't really care. I honestly don't care, and I have all the respect in the world for my brothers and sisters in the Navy and the Marines and the Air Force, the Coast Guard, all of them. Yeah, I got absolutely zero issue with anybody. Um, Everybody's doing their part. It was a good movie, Professor. Had to post it when I saw it. Oh shoot, what were you talking about? Let me go up here and see what. I I don't know what you're talking about. I'm sorry. Uh, Maybe it's up there. Anyway, um, Hulk smash that like. Yeah. Oh, there you go. Everybody Hulk smash that like button. My top three or four ex people per year question are Hank, Kurt, and Miss LeBeau. And the Rasputin sisters. Look at this guy. The siblings. Cyclops, Cyclops, Cyclops. I think that Reggie might be a little biased there. Okay. Marvel Family Chorus Line. Anybody else have anything to discuss? I'm out of ideas. No worries. Do you like J.J. Abrams' Spidey? Yes, yes, I do. I didn't follow it. The first issue was amazing. I still have great thoughts from that one. I think I read the second issue. I don't remember. There was a period where there were like a couple of weeks ago, like about a month ago, a little bit more than a month ago, I just got overwhelmed with the books and everything, and I just tried to do everything in a bulk review because I just didn't have a lot of time in my hands, and it wound up coming back to bite me in the butt because now I didn't have anything to refer back to, like individual issues, and it was less content for you guys, so excuse me. So, it is what it is. But yeah, I can't remember if I read the second issue or not. I think I did. Yes, I did. I did read it, and it was pretty good. I don't know if the third issue came out or not though. If it did, it completely slipped right under my radar, and I didn't notice it. I do want to know what that whole thing looks like. Oh, Rye looks like Bloodshot. Yes, he does. I don't know why Rye looks like Bloodshot. I had heard that he's kind of what Rye is based on Bloodshot in the future when Father made him. So I think I remember hearing a response like that one time when people were talking about him in a discussion that a bunch of people were having that I was kind of on the outskirts of. So if that's true, then boom, we're good. Um, So far, okay, Underwood, you're the man. So far, Nightcrawler, Kitty Pryde, Gambit, Wolverine, and Cyclops all have multiple votes. Okay. Reggie Simmons' thing still counts as only one, though. I love you, brother, but come on, man. But that was a good use of your 3 votes. Njikata is the head of an intergalactic empire of Wakanda, not Killmonger. Um, Comic Universal. Njikata is the name that they're using for the Intergalactic Empire. Understand, Eric Killmonger, his original name is Njikata. He was when he in the comic book legend, he was originally Njikata, and then he was kidnapped by Ulysses Claw and brought to other places, South Africa and all sorts of different places like that. America was actually the main place. He was brought there, forced into working for him, and because he kidnapped I think 10 Wakandans when he was exiled, when he was forced out after he had killed T'Chaka. That's T'Challa's father. Anyhow, so Njikata wound up eventually escaping, but he got himself a good education. He wound up getting an MBA, and he went to MIT, and he got I think a bachelor's in engineering, and then an MBA, so a master's of business administration. And this was in MIT. He wound up becoming a teacher there also. And then when Black Panther showed up and joined the Avengers team for a while, Killmonger reached out to him, was like, "Hey, I'm a citizen of Wakanda too. I didn't know how to get back." She was like, "Oh, yeah, I got your back, bruh. Come on back. I'll help you out." He helps him pack and stuff like that. He genuinely helps him with everything he possibly can. And he's like, "Yeah, I actually changed my name to Eric Killmonger because Njikata just wasn't a name." So mind you, this is back in like the 60s, all right, or early 70s. I think the 60s though. Anyway, whatever it was, he was like, "Hey, so like people didn't like the name Njikata, so I figured in order to get ahead, I changed my name to Eric Killmonger." So sorry if I didn't understand your question, but it definitely wasn't formulated the right way if that's the case there. Anyway, yeah, so there's that. Uh, Rye looks like Bloodshot. Yep, just read that. Just my Black Friday purchases delivered. Here, let me get my where's okay. So let me anchor down on that, and then let's go down a little bit. Ninja V's Valiant. I guess Ninja K's Valiant. I see. No, K and V are very far apart from each other. Ninja V's Valiant. Cool. I must close my bill tonight. I have some job search things to do. Tipping my beanie hat. Talk to you later, Corey. Reggie, I like Nick Spencer and Dan Slott, kinda, but Chip should be writing both. Amazing Spider-Man and FF. No, 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 I want Spencer to stay. With all due respect, I want Spencer to stay in ASM. But let him finish Daredevil first, right? Chip has done well on Daredevil. Hell's yeah, John. Aaron Speller, I think Cole North is paralleling the Bullseye character in the. Yes, I can agree. Yes, do I agree? Yeah, I can agree with that. Like I said, his version of Daredevil right now, Zardosky's, his take is so great. it's not in line with the Netflix series, but he really did take inspiration off of the feel of those characters so that he could turn around and say, "Bang, here you go." There is a huge difference between Detective Cole North and the Bullseye character in the TV show. There's a huge difference in the, but yes, I can see the attitude and the feeling of, "Hey, I'm doing everything I can." Um, can he wind up being turned to the dark side? Yeah, absolutely he could. But Kingpin, fortunately, is not in a position to be able to do that right now. So maybe somebody else will. Who knows? The third issue is out this week of J. Okay, so I'll check out JJ Spider-Man there. Uh, no worries, Comic Universal. It's all good. It's what we're all here for. See you later, Paula. Sharp Seller. Hey, what's going on? Okay, so we're at the bottom of there. So let's go back up here and let's us try to make a story featuring an X team with Nightcrawler, Kitty Pryde, Gambit, Wolverine, and Cyclops on there. And first, we need a name for this team. So Nightcrawler, Kitty Pryde, Gambit, Wolverine, and Cyclops. Let me actually copy that. I'll put it down here in the chat. So that's directly from Underwood Sketches thing. That's what I grabbed. So, what should the name of this team be? Nightcrawler, Kitty Pryde, Gambit, Wolverine, Cyclops. Okay. So, Nightcrawler and Kitty have worked together on in Excalibur. They've got a really close relationship. Both of them have a great relationship with Wolverine. Nightcrawler being long time considered Wolverine's best friend, and Kitty Pryde being the original mentee of Wolverine. Hence, she became Shadowcat. Gambit and Wolverine don't really get along together, but nobody gets along with Gambit, so there's that. Team cool. um, but Gambit and Cyclops would probably get along pretty well for the most part, but I do believe that Gambit, like, everybody doesn't get along with Cyclops in the right way. Nightcrawler I think that Nightcrawler and Gambit would be the most sympathetic towards Scott and his opinions, of the team and whatnot. House of Red, ooh, like it's Team CBU. Okay, no pandering. Um, Cyclops isn't going to care about any of that, of course. Clearly, he's not going to care because there's a mission to be done, and when Cyclops tells the team to do something, while Wolverine will grumble the most, for the most part, everybody's going to do what he says. Even Gambit, for the most part, even though he's the most likely to go rogue. And yes, that could be a double entendre. Hey, hey, bow chicka wow wow. So, um, but Kitty Pryde, however, I could see her being the person who's going to not necessarily vie for leadership, but who will say something that will get let's say Nightcrawler and Gambit and possibly Wolverine also to join over to his side. Um, or excuse me, to her side. So yes, I could potentially see that. In fact, it might even be a case where Nightcrawler and Gambit join up with Kitty because they believe in her vision more, and and Cyclops just saying, "Well, Wolverine, you and I have gotten along together less than anybody, so just go, whatever. I don't even want to see your face." He's like, "Actually, Scotty, I kind of agree with you a little bit more on this." And before you start getting all heartbroken over it, stand back before I puke on your shoes. You know what I'm saying? Like, I could see something like that. Like it would be this big, um, argument. Like, what would the argument be about? What would be this big thing be about? Okay, lower your mic, please. I guess it's really lower it. It's like way up here. I'm sorry. Can you lower your volume? I don't know how to lower my mic. Is it? Oh, here. Let's try and do that. Maybe that'll sound better. I hope that'll sound better. Um, so, out of curiosity, what would be the main villain that these guys would be fighting? All right, would it be a villainous team? Would it be an individual villain? Like it would probably be one of let's try and stick with one of the X-Men's typical bad guys. Could read your lip. You can read my lips. Sweet. Maybe if I grow my mustache a little bit longer, but hey, how you doing? I have one of those big walrus mustaches. What do you think? Sounds fine to me. Okay, so What do you guys think? What would be the villain that these guys would be going up against? Let's go. I'm waiting for you guys. Um, Dying here. And this is probably going to be the last thing I do unless you guys have questions because oof, I am feeling it. Hmm. And we've been going pretty long too. I'm impressed. Friends of Humanity. Um, the Friends of Humanity. Okay, yeah, villainous group. Not as familiar with them right now. I can't think of what that is. Just try to look something up really quick. And who's talking to me? Shadow King. Shadow King would be kind of hard because Shadow King would be really hard because there's no psychic members on this team. So he could just be like, boof, attack and then disappear again. These guys would be kind of screwed. They'd have to bring somebody else in. I think it was Raven and maybe somebody else who said Psylocke, but oof, yeah, Psylocke by herself is probably not taking on the Shadow King. I don't know. Plus, I see just lost a bunch of people. Oh well, sorry. Um, okay, just in general, the idea. Okay, you know what? How about this? Shadow King takes over the minds of the Friends of Humanity. Okay, and then they start taking little pop shots here and there at this team, the House of Red. Azrael, wow, you are not clowning around. That would be something else if Azrael just shows up from DC Universe with his fire sword, talking about sinners. Oh my God! Oh my God! If Azrael took over the Friends of Humanity, that's just terrible. Uh, yeah, I understand you gotta get to sleep, and I probably should too. So you know what? Yeah, not a bad thing. This is hard with the delay and whatnot, so you know what? We'll see what we can do. This was fun. I'm just so tired. I don't know why I thought that maybe that would work. Maybe we'll see what happens with that. You know what? How about this? We're gonna do fan fiction, and next time I show up on the show, have some ideas of what can happen with that story as we go on. We will write our own X-Men story, and we'll put it all down. We'll write it all down, and we will get this freaking awesome story going. We're going to submit it to Marvel, and we're going to make them actually print it. Or worst case scenario, we'll get some. Underwood Sketches is actually a real life artist. Maybe we'll get some people put together some sketches and whatnot. Yeah, it'd be kind of cool. We're going to make our own comic book, the X-Men comic book. We're going to compete with Hickman. Damn it. See, he's already willing to join in. So I will talk to all you guys later. Yeah, I'm fading. So much love. Talk to you guys later. Uncle Skeet, didn't realize you were here. Have a good night, old man. I'll see what I can do. Talk to you guys later. Professor Bill, Comic Book University. Class dismissed.